And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition here of the PiGosaur Cup. PiGosaur Cup number 92. Your weekly dose of PiGosaur Cup action. I'm of course just VIP with you. I'm joined by these amazing players and by the ByuN chats as well. Welcome. Have you all been doing well so far throughout the week? Of course, we were live last night with the Sparkling Tuna Cup, and now the Open Cups continue with the PiGosaur Cup as well. Let's go. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, and we are jumping into the quarterfinals. Spawning in the left-hand corner of Blackrock, we have the, I believe the Canadian Protoss player, the blue Protoss. It is Hunter. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean, typically Protoss player representing T1, but here he is off-racing as Zerg. It is herO. Let's go. Let us go. If you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we do open with a 12 pool, I believe. Okay, so an interesting pool timing here at herO. Going for early pool, early aggression, and we'll see what he can get done. For those that are maybe a little bit unfamiliar, herO, he is known to off-race. His Zerg is his weakest off-race. His Terran is around 6k plus, so his Terran is again like mid to high GM, so his Terran is very, very strong whenever he does off-race his Terran. That's why he has off-raced his Terran against players like Max Pax and other top Protoss players before. But here he's going to be off-racing as Zerg as he does face off against a more amateur player, and we'll see how he does perform. We'll see what he brings to the table here. Not the first time we've seen him play Zerg. I believe we saw herO play Zerg a couple of years ago when he had a series against Dark, and I think they off-raced against each other. Like Dark played Protoss and herO played Zerg, and shenanigans ensued. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a couple of years since I've seen herO Zerg. I'm ready to see it again. Let's go. Let us go. As again, he did open up with the early 12 pool. Lings moving out across the map as we speak. Behind this, droning, saturating, going for later gases. He's not going for an all-in, but he is applying some pressure early on with the early Lings. So here it does move out. The first quacker. Buenos dias, buenos dias. Good morning. Hope all is well. As Lings, they move out. We did not chrono a Zealot. Oh. Hunter, no! Despite scouting with the probe, he saw the Lings coming. He did not chrono the Zealot. That pylon is going to go down. He's forced to pull the voids, but again, the pylon should still fall. A brutal start for Hunter. Not like this, but I mean, not like this. And again, he had all the information. He had the scouting. He checked with the probe. He saw the Lings. And he chose not to chrono out that Zealot. And with that Lings, they do depower the gateway. We slip into the main base. Probe's going to be going down. The hero's getting a lot done very early on with only a handful of Zerglings. A brutal start. A brutal start. He's a pivot back around. Going for the pylon once again. The chrono boost is not going to be fast enough, and the second pylon is going to go down as well. No, 2 pylons. He gets 2. Yeah, he takes down 2 pylons. Lings, they do slip away. We throw down another pylon here as well, and from here, herO is just chilling. He's droning. He's not link flooding. He's droning, saturating. We have link speed on the way. herO just building up into the early to mid game, and herO doing so in a very, very comfortable fashion. Very comfortable. herO's ahead. And Hunter has had a very rocky start, unfortunately. It's been very rocky. So we catch a couple of workers. Lings here rotate back into the main. Probes that will get us around, and with that, the Lings will be dealt with. So thankfully, Hunter can now go back to mining, but again, he's had a very delayed and rocky start here. Now, down in workers, down in economy, down in tech. As you can see here, I believe that Cybercore is not powered, so we actually cannot begin warp gates. Oof, so we have to throw down another pylon, as the backup pylon was just too far out of range. And from here, he can just do what he wants. He can just drone, saturate. We can go into Link Flood, we can go into Roach Rush, we can go into just into Lair, take it to Hydras, for example. herO is free to do as he pleases. And again, it's going to be a rocky road to recover here for Hunter. It's going to be rocky. It's going to be shaky. So we have the battery on the way. Behind this, Hunter can get a secondary wall up and running behind the Stalker, as he buys time for the sentry. Or do we force it in time? Ooh, not, barely not. Yeah, does not force it in time, does not save the Stalker. Lings, they're going to be knocking down that front door. And again, Hunter just has the one sentry. Again, he doesn't have warp gate, right? At this point in the game, we should have warp gate to be able to warp in more units. Set that faster production. We have a couple of force fields, and we cannot save the Cybercore. Yeah, we cannot save it. Cybercore goes down. Gateway goes down as well. herO cannot kill, as we have a battery. 2 batteries now and 2 sentries, so herO cannot kill. But again, he's just happy to drone, saturate, disrupt the build, delay warp gate even further as the Cybercore went down. Earlier it was depowered, now it's killed, so we have to rebuild the Cybercore. Here, he can just chill. We have our lair on the way, taking our gases as well, and it's gonna be a rough game from here from Hunter. We can see Hunter trying to get a third base. No shot Hunter can maintain that third. Hunter, interestingly enough, is actually going into mass sentry. It's a very, very messy and very unorganized natural base because of all the early game, but again, is going to mass sentry of all things, which is a little bit odd. Sentries, sure, they can force field, but of course they're quite finite when it comes to their energy available, and yeah, when it comes to the DPS, it isn't quite high either. So a very odd decision here, going into nothing but almost mono battle sentry. Okay, sure. If they get surrounded, they will go down. They will hug the edge of the map here to make sure they can reduce surface area. That is true. They hug the edge. We can force field. Things that collapse in, they will get us around on 4 sentries. Oof. That's going to be 1, that's going to be 2, 3, 4, that's going to be all the sentries going down. Again, on their own, they just don't have the DPS to really deal with anything. And with that, herO will break this expansion. The cannon is going to be very awkward to get to, for sure. It's going to be awkward, but we can just bring down all the gateways, the buildings, the production, bring it all down. And GG gets called. herO, he will take game number 1. He'll take a lead in the series. GG. Again, it was just a really rocky start for Hunter, unfortunately. Winding it back, if you remember, herO went for a 12 pull. He went for a 12 pull opener, went for 4 lings across the map. And remember, Hunter, he probe scouted. He saw the hatchery timing, he saw the pull timing, he saw the lings coming, but he didn't react. So he scouted the build of choice, he scouted the aggression coming his way, but there was no reaction from Hunter. So as a result, we saw that Hunter kind of fell apart then and there. Hunter, he was unable to, or he lost his first pylon, which delayed his gateway production, it delayed his cyber core as well. He lost a couple of probes, he lost a second pylon as well. And by the time he got his own opener up and running, like, he was so far behind. It was just a very, very rocky start there from Hunter. Wasn't quite able to build up into his game. By the time he did, he actually did go into mass sentry, which was an odd choice. Sentries are a good supportive units, but they need to support something greater. On their own, you saw that they couldn't really handle themselves. Even with some decent force fields like lings, they still just collapsed on top of the army and broke through. GG, well played. With that, herO, he'll take a lead in the series. Now we're getting ready for game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. So we're getting ready here for game number 2. We're going to be loading into... Going to be loading into that second game. Let's see where we are dropping. Meanwhile, exclamation mark B in the chat, so if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. The bracket is ongoing, and we already have our next opponent, actually. So ByuN took down Greener 2-0, and ByuN is waiting for the winner of the series. It is going to be Hunter versus herO into ByuN into the grand finals. So those are going to be the matches we're going to be following. We might be able to catch the upper semifinals as well. Maybe on that one. We'll see. Catching up. As we asked before, but herO playing Zerg? Yeah, herO playing Zerg. He off races versus amateurs. I mean, he off races versus pro players as well. He does like to off race whenever he can. Can I? Did I? Never mind. I tried. I was trying to get Pacheco in the lobby as well, but never mind. Regardless, we're going to be getting into game number 2. Going to be loading into At Attorney's Edge. But yeah, as we were mentioning, herO, he does off race even against top like GMs and even pro players as well. Does like to mix it up whenever he can get away with it. As I mentioned, we've seen him play Terran against MaxPax, for example. But here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of At Attorney's Edge, we have the blue Protoss player himself. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Hunter. Ooh, and speaking of off race, he is no longer playing Zerg, he's playing Terran. We have the red Terran player for T1. Usually he's Protoss, but here he is off racing as Terran once again. It is herO. Now, what I just mentioned here is important. I mentioned this earlier at the beginning of the series, but herO's, when it comes to his off racing, his Zerg is his weakest. It is his weakest. His Terran's actually pretty good. Like, we've seen herO beat, like, Clem and MaxPax. Like herO's Terran is around, like, 6k, like, 6k plus. It is still his off race, but it's very good. So, yeah. Here is technically he is still off racing, but this is one of his stronger off races, I should say. So we are going to be opening up. Specifically, if you're curious, herO, he only ever plays whenever he plays against pro players. If he ever does play Terran, it's typically against Protoss. So Clem's Protoss or MaxPax's Protoss, or you know, it's like someone else's Protoss. It's typically where he does mix it up. Classics Protoss, for example. There we go. Here we go. We are going to be opening up Double Gas. So Double Gas opening here to herO. Meanwhile, Hunter back at home going for his own Gate Cyber Expand. Feels like he's trolling at this point. No. I mean, kind of, as in the sense that here he does like to off race like earlier in tournaments, but again, even against like pro players, I wouldn't say it's trolling. I would say he's just, you know, enjoying himself, confident in his play. There's a couple of players that do that. I think another example is Maru. We have seen Maru play Protoss before. He played Protoss against Percival, if you remember. And another one that comes to mind is Estrella. Estrella, he often off races as well. There's a couple of players who do it. I want to say Dark? I did mention that we have casted Dark and herO off racing against each other before, but I can't quite recall if Dark off raced during the earlier rounds. I don't think he did. Not quite. Here we go. For now, it is going to be the initial 1-1-1. We might just go for a 1-base all-in, by the way. This is hyper-aggressive, no CC, 1-1-1 setup here at herO. He is going to commit quite hard. Meanwhile, Hunter does not shade into the main base. Hunter, he will commit to the shade, though. He does not quite confirm. He sees the factory. He's aware of the double gas. He knows about the initial opener, but he's not aware of the follow-up here and how dedicated, how committed it is going to be for herO. So Hunter working with some incomplete information here. That is a bit of a concern. Hunter back in. CC on the high ground, not a 1-base all-in. We are expanding, going for a mine drop early on, and we'll see if Hunter can react in time, because the mine drops nowadays are hitting a little bit harder, of course. There's less time to react, less time to respond. These mine drops, they can hit very, very hard. If you remember, we were here last night casting Classic. Classic in his series versus Percival, and Classic, even he himself was having a hard time splitting against Widow Mines. A hard time. To be fair, it was a quad mine drop, right? It was like a double mine drop, as we had a lot of mines moving out for Percival, and he did pull Classic apart. But again, due to the reduced lock-on time, you have less time to react and less time to respond to these Widow Mines. So he moves in. Yeah, here he moves in, back at home again. He's expanding, switching his own tank production and Raven production as well. Widow Mines they borrow, and thankfully Hunter does pull away. Pulls away, only losing 2 workers. Good reaction so far here by Hunter. Meanwhile, the Water Mines are going to be saved, which means herO can always go back in. So at this point, we should be seeing some multi-pronged aggression here. We have the Water Mine drop set up here in the corner of the map. We do have the Ravens going to be moving out with some auto harass as well. Raven moves out, and herO going 3cc. Okay, so faster commencement here at herO, going for a much greedier build, so building up in towards the mid-game. Water Mine drop comes back in. Hunter does react. Let's go. Does react, does respond. So far losing 4 probes, 2 on the main, 2 on the natural. Does pull back. And behind this, we do have herO still amassing. Again, herO, he shouldn't really be pushing anytime soon, just because he has to wait for his tech, his upgrades after said 3rd base. Meanwhile, Hunter going to 2 base Robo, 2 base Colossus. This is a bit of a misread, or I say misread. No, yeah, he saw the 3rd. Yeah, he saw the 3rd base, so winding it back a little bit here when it comes to our build of choice and how we're reacting, how we're responding. Hunter, he scouted the 3rd CC, which is really good. It's really good that he saw that herO's being greedy, but rushing into Colossus here is going to hurt Hunter in the long run. His opponent's being greedy, and Hunter is being overly safe. The Colossus, they do help against early bio pushes, and to be fair, herO is pushing, but this will mean that Hunter's 3rd base is very delayed, and in the long run, he's going to be outscaled, if we get to that point, because herO's here. herO has arrived, tanks are moving in. We're getting on top of the initial Immortal. Very nice armor shred on the main army. Yeah, we armor shred the main army. The pylon is going to go down. I believe we should be within range of the battery. Just 2 pylons. Within range of 2 pylons. Armor tries to move in. Here come the auto turrets. Yeah, we got the slow lots. Yeah, massive tank shots going off. And it looks like Hunter is going to be able to hold on. Yeah, it does hold, does defend, even catching a 3rd tank. Very nice. Does shut down the 3rd tank, but what did we mention earlier? In the long run, this is still favoring herO. herO has a 3rd CC, can soon land and saturate on location. Hunter, if we want to make this kind of build work, we got to turn this into a 2-base all-in. Oh, never mind. If we threw down like 2-3 more gateways, then we can just commit and double down, but we're going for a Forge and a Twilight Council, so Hunter is getting ready for a longer game state when he still doesn't have a 3rd. Now Hunter is pushing out, thankfully, but he's... Oh, actually, there's no bunker. Yeah, there's no bunker. There is no stim. We can try to get on top of the tanks. Boys are being pulled. Yeah, boys are being pulled. Tank shots on the Colossus. Heavy losses for herO. Can we break through? Can we? This is getting out of hand. It is getting out of hand here. So many SCVs go down. In the end, herO, he will hold, but herO, he will lose how many workers? He will lose 18. 18 SCVs do go down. So herO getting punished for being too cheeky here. Because herO was also playing it efficiently. Remember, what was herO doing? herO went for a faster TC, but then why did he push? Right? Why did he push if he was being greedy behind it? So herO, he lost the main army, then he struggled to defend back at home. Hunter now suddenly is in a good position. If he hadn't had killed all those workers, then I'd be concerned, but thankfully he kills, how many was it? 18? 18 SCVs. Upon doing so, Hunter now takes an economic lead. Now he's ahead economically. Now he's going to be taking his 3rd base. The 3rd CC for herO is not on location, as he's under 2-base saturation as well. Hunter finds himself in a stronger position here, and herO punished for just being too cheeky. And he was. For being inefficient in his play. Meanwhile, a big shout to Melting Rain in the chat. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 4 months. For 4 months on a 2-month streak. Thank you, Pepper. Thank you. We do appreciate the support. Gracias, Pepper. Gracias. Again, here he gets punished. He does stim into the mineral line. He does get 1 Stalker. He gets 1, he gets 2. The drop is getting a little bit out of hand here. Getting a 3rd Stalker as well. Oof. Catching out 3 probes and pulling away. It's a very nice drop here. Here he is beginning the comeback. At the same time, auto shot harass here on the top, on the left hand side. Getting 5 kills. 5 kills on the Raven. And herO is recovering. It's not quite there yet, but he is on the way. As he sends back in, gets another 1, 2 workers. Gets another 2 probes. Vikings are amassing. herO now claiming his 3rd. Hunter is still in a better position economically, but has been taking some losses here and is being slowed down. It's being slowed down. It now has charge. I don't think herO needs to push, I'll be honest. I mean, there's not that much anti-air. How many Stalkers? 8? No, okay. There's 8 Stalkers. herO, he wants a Colossus. Does in the Armor Shred. Tanks force the siege. The first tank goes down. Yeah, massive pickup. He gets 1. He's going to get 2. He's going to get both tanks. herO, he does reset the Colossus count, but he will also lose all of his tanks and the ByuN as well. And Vikings, they do land. Do barely land. herO trying to break through. The Colossus has arrived, punishing herO. Once again, herO just being too aggressive here. Too aggressive again. He didn't need to push out. Dropping into the mineral line. Reactive warp in. We're getting very messy. Very, very messy. Hunter, he is now going to be able to stabilize. From here, Hunter can now take a 4th base. He can get a 4th expansion up and running. The gateway count is still a little bit low, so we could do with extra gateways. We can do with extra warp ins. There we go. Gateway is now going to be on the way. I kind of want Hunter to just chill, to get a 4th expansion, to build up some batteries at each bases as well and fortify himself. Just because herO has shown us that he's like being overly aggressive to the point where he's falling behind. Like he keeps like taking fights a little bit too soon and getting a little bit too excited and then kind of losing his edge. If that happens again, then Hunter can counterattack. If it happens again. For now, herO, he's just building up back at home. We can tell he wants to move out. And here he comes. So Hunter, he just has to weather the storm one more time. And depending on the fight, he might be able to counterattack. Let's go. As for a scan, we are lacking zealots here. How many zealots do we have? 9. Here we go. Here comes that zealot warp in. A lot of this will come down to the mine shots. Storm is not yet done. Hunter supply block. Oh, brutal supply block actually. As he bleeds out more probes. At the same time, dropping to the main base, we do need some pylons. And herO backs off. That's the worst case scenario for Hunter. The best thing he could have hoped for is that herO once again overextends into the Protoss army. But this time he chooses not to. This time herO's learned his lesson. He's learned his lesson. He's like, you know what? I should just stop aping into this guy because clearly it's not working. So it's actually going to be a little bit more reasonable here. He backs off, and that is worse for Hunter. As now Hunter has to slowly build up his 4th base, build up his army. It's still quite lacking. Stargate's on the way. This feels a little bit awkward. This feels too soon if we're going to try to switch into Skytoss. It's a very early transition. And Hunter is being outscaled. herO is now maxed out. And herO can now push, this time with Vikings and with Ghosts. You can see now the fleet beacon on the way. It's going to be for at least the mothership. Not too convinced. Scans for the gold. Counterattacks. Here he commits. And he commits across the map. We'll take some storms to the face. Yeah, storms do lands. So far, catching at 1, 2, 3 Colossus. They're exposed. Yeah, they're exposed. There's no Stalker support. What are the Stalkers? They're catching air. I mean, they're across the map. Yeah, Stalkers are across the map. So every Colossus goes down. Heavy losses for Hunter. Vikings, they land. Panic storms. And here it commits. Here it commits. And we have one more storm. On the mass. It comes in. Ooh, nice storm. Oh, God. It was a nice storm, but that's all we had. That was the final storm here. Now the army can sim in. Here it can commit. Diving on the Stalkers, catching on some of the High Templar. Oh my god, another storm lands. The army is very battered, very bruised. And if we just had a couple more storms or a Colossus. But again, Hunter, he was out of position. The Stalkers were across the map. Didn't line expansion. Oh, with the help of the Immortals though. Can he try to break through? No shot. Yeah, the Immortals, they trade so well against the Stalkers. The Immortals going to go down. A heavy loss of a Hunter. And hero's breaking through. Hero's breaking through. The storm does buy some time. Behind this, we have a 4th CC on location. Hero's still rallying. Pushing into the bases. And we'll break the expansion. Yeah, the Nexus will fall. Takes down the Nexus. Hunter trying to catch reinforcements. And at this point, Hunter's been broken. Unfortunately, remember, Hunter, he lost all the High Templar, the Immortals, the Colossus, more importantly, as well. He is making 2 Colossi at a time, which will help, don't get me wrong. Here, he's not rebuilding his Vikings. Oh, yeah, we're lacking Vikings. So Colossus, they can up defend, but trying to re-establish the 4th base, it's going to be difficult. So here's Sims in. Sims in, catching up more probes. Oh, losing a full medevac. Once again, here's trying to be active. We do see this move once again. Hunter moves out with purely the Stalkers, which once again does mean that the Colossus is going to be more exposed back at home. So it's going to be careful. Zero is moving out. Yeah, here he does move out. The army. Jesus. Might shall say pop up. They send back the army. They send back the zealots. Once again, the expansion is going to go down. At the same time, Hunter does once again try to backstab, try to catch reinforcements. What's important though is that Hunter cannot get a 4th base. Meanwhile, these Stalkers are really just catching reinforcements. The 4th base of here is still getting up. I mean, nice trades, nice pickups, nonetheless. Let's get some nice pickups. These are being taken. Here he commits. Once again, we do see Hunter get across the map. I feel like the best chance that Hunter had is to go for the base trade. But he does have the mothership. Like, there's a world where if he can activate Cloak and the slow zone and ensure that there's no detection. Speaking of, there it is. Yeah, Cloak is activated. First scan does go down. The Colossus is going to get a lot done. And Hunter can take the fight. Here he has to respect it. Here being forced back. His 4th base is going to go down. Oh, this should not have happened. That's going to be a kill on the 4th base. Hunter's going to keep pushing. There's Rico back home. Oh god. Jesus. The storm. Does go down. From here, Hunter is going to be building up back at home. We do see herO trying to resaturate and trying to remuster his army. More ghosts. herO does have his base on the left hand side. Not taking a fifth. He floats over his natural in his main. That's how desperate herO is for resources. Floats over the bases. Commits in. Nice storm. Oh, and the slow zone as well. Oh my god. This storm does so much damage. herO takes the storm to the face. Yeah. But despite that, the Vikings, they still break through. They take down all the Colossus. The mothership goes down, all the Colossus as well. And herO barely doesn't have enough. But still worse losses here for Hunter. Oh. Yeah, still some worse losses, still some worse trades. herO waddling in. He be waddling back. And now he can just auto step in. He can just auto step in, and now he can just stim, and he can win. GG gets called. herO snowballs out of control, and herO takes game number 2, claiming the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. herO, he does claim the series, but again, here, especially in game number 2, we saw the herO was being overly aggressive, and being very inefficient when it comes to his builds as well. He was going for greedier builds, but still pushing out, and it shows that herO was overconfident, for sure, in this game. He was overconfident, and that made the game closer than it otherwise needed to be. Hunter, he was able to defend, able to stabilize, able to counterattack, even deny the 4th base time and time again. A much closer back and forth than we expected there, but again, herO was, I would say, just being overconfident in his play, and as a result was slipping up, making mistakes, or getting punished here for, again, being a little bit overconfident, and with that, GG, well played. With that, we are going to be heading over here to the green server as herO does advance on to the next round. Let's catch up on the bracket. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Very quickly here, we do have the upper semis. Clem is up against 3 Point. 3 Point is a Korean Zerg player, so best of luck to 3 Point. Meanwhile, we have ByuN takes out Green Earth 2-0. It's going to be ByuN versus herO in the next round. That'll be our next matchup. That'll be our next series. It's going to be our first semifinals. Also, bearing in mind that specifically for this tournament, for the PiGosaur Cups, semifinals are best of 5s. They're best of 5s, not best of 3s, so it's going to be a longer matchup. One moment though. But a shout to Hunter. Shout to Hunter for being able to catch herO with his pants down a little bit and punish him for maybe not taking him as seriously as he should have. So GG well played. Hunter did not look bad at all in that last game. Game 1 was more brutal, of course, don't get me wrong, but Game 2 was able to somewhat hold his own. GG well played. With that, we're going to be going on a very short break. Vita's underway. When we come back, we'll have a next series. We'll have herO versus ByuN. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back here to the PiGosaur Cup number 92. Our weekly dose of Open StarCraft. We are back. We are live with the semifinals, and bearing in mind, because it's the semis, it will be a best of 5, not a best of 3. Let's jump in. Let's jump on in here. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of At Attorney's Edge, we have the red Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, getting proxied, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Now, coming into this, proxy gates in this matchup is very common as of late. The reasoning for this is because of the changes to the economy and to the worker count start. You can get this proxy gateway up and running even faster than normal, and of course, reinforce with that cybercore with those stalkers. The way this works here is that herO is hoping that ByuN is going to go for an economic opener. And especially on At Attorney's Edge, the chances of ByuN going for a single gas opener, ranks expand, is quite high. It's quite high. So again, chances are ByuN is going to go for an economic start, and then herO with the proxy zealot, he can delay the expansion and disrupt the opener. It should be 2 zealots. So you get 1, then a second zealot, you get the cybercore back at home, and then you can reinforce with the stalker as well. The goal is to force a cancel on the CC and to kill as many workers as possible. We're expecting maybe like 3 SCV kills, maybe 3 worker kills, and then ByuN can hold, and then the game continues. Remember, this is not all-in. This is not all-in. It's an aggressive opener. That is true. It's a way to give herO an edge and a lead in the game. We'll see if he can. See if he can. Meanwhile, when it comes to the RNG nature of what's going on, ByuN does go single gas. ByuN does go for the low ground CC. This is ideal for herO. If ByuN had gone for a double gas opener and a faster factory, then herO would be in trouble. Now, another thing here is that ByuN is skipping the Reaper. So he does skip the SCV scout, so no SCV scout, no Reaper scout. It's going to be a late realization as to what's going on. We do see the Marine is scouting the nearby proxy location at the 3rd base location, but the proxy is at the 4th location. So ByuN will not see this. Oh, as ByuN is opening Tech Lab into Marauder. Oh, interesting. Now this Marauder-based opener can punish the initial Stalker for sure. Meanwhile, we have our 2 Zealots. Again, they're moving in. As I mentioned before, the goal here is to cancel the CC. To force a cancel. And to ideally get a couple of SCV kills. And Marauder is revealed. Honestly, with the help of the Marauder, I think ByuN might be able to save the command center. We'll lose 1 Marine. 1 Marine goes down. Zealots do shuffle around. Going to be delaying the initial bunker. Will delay. There's a cancellation. Yeah, there's a cancel. Gets 1 SCV. Oh, but that Stalker takes a lot of hits here. Take a lot of damage. It's going to go down as well. Massive pick off. Does take down the Stalker, but the Marauder, no! The Marauder. Yeah, the Marauder's going to be zoned away, and we'll get picked off. Yeah, it does get picked off as well, so we get a back and forth here, losing a Marauder for a Stalker. But ByuN does lose minimal SCVs. Only one SCV loss here, so not a bad defense. Not a bad defense. ByuN, he will hold on 1 base, and behind this, herO is expanding. Just to emphasize, remember, this was not all-in. It was a way to give herO an edge in the early game. So herO has a faster expansion. ByuN CC is going to be on the high ground. Overall, I do prefer ByuN's position here. I would say that this build from herO ideally gets a little bit more economic damage done. To only kill 1 SCV, it's pretty acceptable losses here for ByuN. pretty excitable. And the big reason for this is because of the Marauder follow-up. The fact they opened Marauders as he has to kill his own Marine to free up supply. Smirch. But the fact that he opened up Marauder here did mean that he could kill the first Stalker and he could have a much more robust and safe start. As opposed to the Marines, Marines into Hellion, which would make things a little bit more difficult. So not a bad start for ByuN. You can see ByuN to recover in this game, 3rd CC. Bam, a fast 3rd CC out of ByuN. So ByuN is being quite greedy in the aftermath of the early game. This is a way to catch back up and even get ahead in the mid game. This is only if ByuN can establish his natural in 3rd base. Right now, the goal for herO is not to push up the ramp, it is to contain, to delay the natural for as long as possible. That's why we have some sentries here, because if we try to move down the ramp, bam, force field, right? You can force field the ramp, you can lock down like 1, 2 units here, 2 Marauders, for example. That would be the goal. Oh, herO overextends. Yeah, herO overextends, massive loss losing 1 Stalker. Loses the Stalker, but he does break down the depot. Another Stalker goes down. Once again, herO a little bit inattentive here. Yeah, he's being inattentive. He's doing too much. Oh, heavy losses for herO, losing 3 Stalkers and a Sentry. Does force the ramp, does lock down the Cyclone at least. But these are messy trades. These are very, very messy. Still takes over the low ground though. Again, clutch force fields. I think that was the final one though. Yeah, that was the final force field. But does contain. At the end of the day, that's all that matters here. It was a messy trade, and herO did lose a lot of Stalkers, but he does successfully contain ByuN. And herO, being very cheeky, gold. This is a risky maneuver here, but herO, he's rushing into the gold. That is something unique you know on this map, of course. The gold base is available. Very cheeky. If this gets up and running, herO snowballs out of control. So herO trying to keep up that momentum. Trying to keep it up. Oh, tank is revealed. Boys are being pulled. herO's on hold position. Making sure he stays out of range of the tank. As ByuN still has yet to expand. Losing another SCV. And here he comes. Yeah, here comes Big Siege. Army comes in, shows a force field. And he's just going for the bio. He's going for the bio. Army tanks to do siege up. Here, ooh, he has to back up, taking some tank shots to the face. And ByuN expands. Yeah, ByuN, here we go. He does break out, he does expand, cleans up all the zealots. Takes over the low ground. Here he has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. Without charge, here he can't quite engage, not like this. And ByuN finally gets his natural. Now, what's important? Yes, ByuN does get his natural. herO has the gold. The gold is done. The gold is up and running. Charge is almost complete. How many gateways do we have? 3, soon to be 6. Soon to be 6 gateways. herO is going for a big all-in. I say big all-in. He's going to go for a mass amount of zealots, and he's going to try to break that natural. Thankfully, ByuN is walling off. It's still not fully secure yet. We'll see if ByuN can survive this, though. Trying to wall off. Now, what I'm curious about here is herO going to try to break the natural, or does he wait for ByuN to expand? Because herO does scout the 3rd. He knows that ByuN, he will eventually try to break out and try to expand that here at the 3rd location. herO has to make a choice. Does he just chill and get a 4th base and max out? Or does he go in? There's a big on siege. herO does commit in. Oh, tanks are ready. Wow, tanks in already in time. They were caught on siege. They'll say bust in. Boys are being pulled. The first tank is going to go down. Massive pickup. He gets 1. Yeah, he gets 1 tank, and he's going to get the other as well. Ay. GG gets called, and herO, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, here he had to answer that question. Was he going to try to commit into 2 bases or just back off and expand? And as herO was moving in, ByuN unsieged. ByuN, he unsieged his tank, so there was a big window, a big opening there. That was on ByuN. He did unsiege at the wrong moment, and that was the moment where herO moved in and broke that natural base. GG. GG, well played. So very unlucky there for ByuN. If the tanks were pre-siege, then most likely he has time to pull the boys, repair the wall, and defend on 2 bases, but it all just kind of went south there very quickly for ByuN. GG. GG, well played. With that, here takes the lead in the series. We're going to be loading to game number 2, and we'll see. We'll see if ByuN can recover. As bearing in mind as well that this was a very unique early game as well. It wasn't just that herO successfully contained ByuN, but because of the gold base, he had that very strong charge timing because of the excess gold minerals that he had available. So good use of the map, good use of the terrain. That was on Eternity's Edge, and now we're going to be loading into Fear and Faith, a 4-player spawn map. And depending on spawn locations, this will impact kind of what is stronger, what is weaker, whether we can be aggressive or more defensive. Let's go. Right, let's go. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. When I started this. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of Fear and Faith, we have as we have cross spawns, we have the South Korean Protoss player, we have the Red Protoss representing T1, leading the series 1-0. It is herO. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, we have the Blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. We are now getting into game number 2 here, and we do have cross spawns, diagonal spawn locations, long rush distance by ground on Fear and Faith. Now, because of the cross spawn location, this typically does favor the Protoss. I mentioned this before, but I guess talking about it, it's a little bit more applicable to Eternity's Edge, but it's applicable here as well. There are no gold bases, but the idea of containing the Terran player on a low base count and mass expanding and building up a greater economy is a lot more applicable here because of the spawn locations. If we had close spawns, then ByuN could go for a really strong 2-base all-in or 3-base all-in or really strong timing attacks that would be available. Because we do have a longer rush distance though, that's less viable here, it's less accessible for ByuN. So the spawns, I would say, typically favor the Protoss, but we'll see how we decide to open up. Also, because of these spawn locations, something like a Stargate opener is also much more viable as well. Stargate openers can be quite risky on smaller maps because you can get punished. By opening Oracle or opening Phoenixes, you are vulnerable to aggression, you're vulnerable to all-ins, but on a larger map, you're safer to do so. And here it does go immediately for the cross scout. So it does scout top right, and herO will find ByuN very early on, and this does mean that herO can use this information to determine his opener of choice. There we go, does scout, does confirm. herO finds ByuN. ByuN does open up double gas. That's unfortunate. Double gas opener here by ByuN. So remember, one of the reasons why ByuN had such a rough time last game is that ByuN went for a greedy build in game number 1. He got punished in the end, he got shut down, he was contained. Here, a very safe build, but because of the spawn locations, I would say that ByuN can't really achieve too much with this. So when it comes to the openers here, I do favor herO's position. ByuN has a heavier tech start. This can lead into like a Widowmine drop, or it can lead into, say, Cloak Banshees as well. There's still ways to be active and aggressive, but the problem here is that herO has a lot of time to react and a lot of time to respond. 1-1-1. So very dedicated play here by ByuN. He walls off here on the left-hand side. We have the Marine on patrol here on the right to deny scouting. I'm curious if we go for the early Cyclone or early Tank into a drop. Early Tank drop. Yeah, Hyper-Aggression. Hyper-Aggression. Basically a 1-base all-in. I believe that you can either make a medevac and then reinforce with Vikings, or just make straight Vikings. But again, the issue here, like, this is a hyper-aggressive build here by ByuN, but herO has a lot of time to react. If he scouts, of course. And he does have a probe in position. Does have that probe on patrol. Waiting for the medevac, and then we can start to move out. Medevac is on the way. ByuN supply blocked. And back at home, herO should be cutting corners. We do have 3 gate. I mean, did he see the double gas? No. He didn't see the second gas geyser. So herO's not fully aware, but this is a very safe build. Like 3 gate blink, very, very safe. I mean, he sees no CC. True. Yeah. I mean, there's a chance there's a command center on the high ground, but he's determining that because there's no CC on low ground, that it is going to be a more tech-heavy start. Sees all the Marines. Here comes the all-in. And ByuN did scout top left. ByuN might think he's bottom right, actually. He's not fully aware. The station goes in. Do we get in? We do. He gets a full scout. He confirms the 1-1-1. No expansion. No expansion. One base all in. Here is fully aware. Army gets spotted. Behind this, bam. Instant batteries. Instant batteries being thrown down. So very good scout. Very good reaction by herO. He's aware of the all in. And again, he has extra time to respond. And he already went 3 gates. He's already got 3 gateways. And ideally, he wants to engage ahead of time. He wants to force the early siege. Waiting for the batteries. Tank does siege up. Yeah, here he was a little bit late here. Yeah, he was late to engage. Massive tank shot. Ooh, 2 volleys go off. Yeah, here he's in an awkward position. Again, ideally, you want to be engaging these tanks earlier. And with that 1-2 batteries already going to be going down. Heavy losses for herO. The batteries are just too close to the edge. Misplaced batteries. They all go down. That was a waste of 3 batteries. Yeah, it does pull the boys. Can he get on top of the tanks? He blinks. Yeah, he does blink in. He gets the Liberator. He gets 1, gets 2, gets all 3. He gets all 3 tanks. All tanks go down. Medevac as well. Just Marines remaining. There's no sim. Yeah, no sim. GG gets called. The all-in fails. And herO, he will take a 2-0 lead in the series. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Again, herO, he had extra stalkers because he went 3 gate. Remember, he went 3 gates into blink, so a very safe build by herO. And because of the spawn locations, ByuN had the worst location for an all-in because it took him longer to get across the map. And when you go for a 2-base all-in, every second counts. Every second counts. So there was a lot there working against ByuN. ByuN got scattered, so herO was able to react and respond. ByuN had a longer rush distance, so RNG was in favor of herO. And herO also, before even scouting, went for a 3-gate setup as well. So safer build out of herO. So in the end, it all went in favor of herO. And now we're loading into game number 3. So just really unlucky there for ByuN. Really unlucky. As he determined the all-in before he had scattered the spawn location of herO, of course, and herO was already playing safe to begin with as well by going for extra gateways. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now going to be loading into game number 3. Another 4-player spawn map. Oh, boy. Ay. We're going to be loading into game 3 here, and we'll see if we can have a series. As in the top right hand corner of the Old Sun Temple, we have the red Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss leading the series 2-0, and 1 game away from claiming the series for T1. It is herO. And spawning in the... Oh, who is it? Someone's lagging. Is it me? Oh, it might be. In the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is ByuN. I might have to leave the game. If this doesn't clear up, and if I do start to lag out, then I'll leave. No. Actually, my ping is good. Yeah. Yeah, it's not me. Who is it? Enki? Is it me? Someone's lagging. Like, my ping looks fine. I think they're probably talking about it. We do have a lot of casters in the lobby. Especially connecting to the Korean server. Sometimes the Latin American casters can have some higher ping. But, hopefully it does not impact the game. Hopefully. Otherwise, we're going to be settling in. We're going to be settling into our game here. So far, we do have our cross-spawn locations, short rush distance by ground. When it comes to the RNG of the spawn locations, this will favor ByuN. This does mean that we have a shorter rush distance, so aggression can be favored. If ByuN were to go for an all-in, then it will hit harder on this map. On these spawns, we also have a double gas opener. Once again, ByuN going for a faster factory. Can hide from here. I mean, again, like, game number 1 was very, like, coin flippy, just because there were a lot of determining factors that were outside of ByuN's control. But right now, TVP can be a little bit more coin flippy. Like, so far, it's been hyper aggressive early games, with ByuN going for the proxy and gambling well, because ByuN went for a greedy build in game 1. Game 2, ByuN went for one base all in, but with long rush distance, which he didn't know either. Like, it was so right now, game 1 and game 2 have been very like RNG focused. We'll see what happens here in game 3. As again, our players have not scattered each other. Like ByuN's not aware of ByuN is not aware of herO's location. herO has not scouted either. So 0 scouting out of anyone. We're expecting ByuN to go for a CC here. We're expecting a command center. No shot is the same build. No shot. As Reaper does find herO. It does find him. There it is. CC's on the way, on location. So ByuN is expanding. Did go for a more tech-heavy start. So he does have a later command center. But we'll see what he does with the faster factory and what should be faster starport as well. Meanwhile, herO once again going for a Twilight Council opener, most likely into Blink. herO has yet to confirm the spawn location of ByuN. I would want to see a safer build out of herO once again, so 3-gate Blink would be ideal, just because of the spawn locations. We'll see if herO does cut corners and go into 2-gate Blink instead. We'll see. So 2-gate Blink is greedier, 3-gate Blink is safer. 4-gate Blink is hyper aggressive. So let's keep an eye on the gateways. As we do see ByuN moving out with his Reaper Hellion. Behind this, setting up for a mine drop. The goal here is for ByuN to bust into a mineral line, and he will be able to do so. He can rush past. He can try to rush past. Boys are going to be pulled. Oh, first Stalker goes down. Yeah, takes down the Stalker, takes down the Sentry as well. Very nice damage so far. Oof. Yeah, Hellion does fall in the end, but the Reapers are getting to the mineral line. So far, 2 probe kills. Can we get the Stalker? We can. Yeah, the Stalker should go down. One more volley. Barely gets away. The control. Yeah, herO pulls back in time. We'll lose a 3rd or 4th probe. Oof. Yeah, 5 probe kills. 6 probes even. Very nice damage. Yeah, 6 probes do go down. And ByuN, with that, this is worth it. This has been worth it. Getting up to 7 probes and denying mining time as well. And so far in this series, this is the best start that ByuN has had. ByuN, he kills 8 workers, 8 probe kills for 2 Hellions and 3 Reapers. Not just 8 probe kills, but he also caught the Sentry, the Stalker, and denied mining in the natural, and denied mining in the main base as well. He's trying to catch the Stalkers. That was cheeky moves out of ByuN. Gets 1 more probe. Uh-oh. ByuN does react in time. So does herO. But again, if ByuN were to commence a comeback here, this so far has been the best start for him. So far, so good. Behind this, going for his own 3-1-1 setup. Ooh, medevac gets caught out. Oh god, does barely get on top of the pillar here, but the medevac is trapped. Yeah, the medevac is trapped. We do see a full surround here with the Stalkers. So the mine drop is locked down. Behind this, herO, he's going to charge. I believe still 2 gates. Yes, so 2 gates into a robo. I will say that herO's 3rd is late. Why is it late? Because of all the economic losses earlier. Now going for a 3rd gateway as well. Hallucination shows up, takes down the medevac. But very 2-base heavy here out of herO. Interesting. As he does fan out. Hoping to catch the Raven. So far, 1, 2, 3 probe kills. Very nice damage here with the Raven so far. And the Raven will stay here in the dead space. Yeah, we'll stay in the dead space. So once again, nice economic damage. Once again, ByuN is in a better position. And it looks like herO is anticipating 2-base play. Why is that? Well, herO is getting a Temple Archives and still no 3rd expansion, so very 2-base heavy here out of herO. Not to be aggressive, I believe herO expects to see ByuN go into a 2-base all-in himself. So herO staying on 2 bases. Even if ByuN were going for a 2-base all-in, oh my god, the mine shot. Even if ByuN were going for a 2-base all-in though, I would still want an earlier 3rd base just to have that economic edge. Ninja base? Just scouting. Just getting into position. Storm is now to begun. So if ByuN were to go for a 2-base all-in, Storm will be ready in time to defend. And ByuN expands. There we go. Third TC is on the way, so ByuN, he is not going to commit. This is now better for ByuN, because herO delayed his third base for so long. Again, my assumption is that he was anticipating an all-in, but an all-in is not happening. So ByuN is ahead, and ByuN will stay ahead. He'll maintain that lead. Drop play to the natural. herO likewise going for his own drop. 2 pieces into the mineral line, and herO does he react in time? He should. Uh-oh. He flaps up. Oh my, barely does take down the Widow Mine. Another drop into the main base at the same time. Oh, massive storm drop into the main. 5 SCVs. Not bad. Oh, he clumps up. No, he clumps up. 5 probes going down. So in the end, sure, there's going to be some damage in the main base. 8 SCVs do go down, but we get some counter damage at the same time. ByuN does move in, pushing in towards the third. And here's out of position. herO completely out of position here. We'll bleed out some zealots, bleed out more probes. 13 probes do go down. herO's falling apart. It's falling apart badly. Ay. He can chase down some of the bio. Nice pickup. Assuming we don't lose the medevac though. Yeah, has to unload. Medevac barely gets away. And ByuN does overextend. He does miss rally here. The tank. No, the tank is going to go down. Yeah, some expensive losses for ByuN. Again, did miss rally. herO's moving in. He has to break through. Nice storms. Very nice storms. And it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. herO pushing into the mineral line, getting on top of the tank. The tank is going to go down. Late repairs out of ByuN. Late repairs. Storms are brutal. And herO's done it. Wow, herO's done it. GG gets called. herO, he punishes ByuN. And herO, he will claim the series 3-0. Advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Again, this was the best game that we saw out of ByuN, where he was able to get into his own expansion, his own 2-base play, his own eventually third CC. The best start that we saw out of ByuN. But it all fell apart towards the end. What happened? ByuN, he was overly aggressive. He was doing amazing when it comes to his Widow Mine drop across the map. When it came to his drop play as well, he was killing a lot of workers, but he rallied his reinforcements across the map, which meant that when herO deflected the main army, he caught those reinforcements. He caught free tanks, free units. They were all just bleeding out. It meant that ByuN had a weaker defense back at home, and herO instantly counterattacked. I should also put into context as well that if herO didn't push then and there, if he didn't kill ByuN then and there, he would have fallen behind. Like here, he was down in workers, down in economy. ByuN was about to get his third CC up and running as well, so there was a lot of pressure on herO to counterattack then and there. If he failed to punish ByuN and failed to capitalize in that moment, then it would have been a rough mid game there for herO. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations. herO, he does claim the win here. He does punish ByuN, and with that, herO does advance on to the grand finals. Let's go. Let us go. We're now going to be getting into into the rest of our bracket here. It looks like we have the finals ready for us. Oh boy. The upper semis also concluded. Clem did take down 3-0 as well, and with that we have our 2 finalists. It's going to be the best Terran in the world up against the best Protoss in the world. Clem versus herO. Let's go. Let's go. We have the grand finals ready for us here. It's going to be a best of 5. Best of 5 at TVP. We need a moment here to get ready for the finals. But overall, like, ByuN versus herO was a very aggressive matchup. Very aggressive. We saw 1-base play, 2-base play. Like, game 1 and game 2 were hyper aggressive in really short games. Game 3 had the potential to get into a longer game. I should also emphasize as well the spawn locations. Because of the spawn locations, it also meant that herO's punishment of ByuN was harder as well. If we had cross spawns, for example, different story. We probably do get into the mid game if we did have cross spawns. So that's also another factor as well, is the RNG factor of the spawn locations allowing for more aggression to be favored. Allowing for that aggression. But here we go. Here we go. As we are setting up here for our fresh series. Gran finales. I see in the chat. What's wrong? Stalkers can't see up there. There are certain pillars which have like double layers of elevation where you do need some high ground vision. So that's provided by a hallucination, for example. It's provided by a hallucination or an observer or anything in the sky like an oracle or phoenix. There's a lot of pillars that are like that. Yeah. They're typically like overlord pillars, for example. Like that's why, like in ZVP, you see the overlords placed in certain positions as they're safe against stalkers, just because you do need that high ground vision to be able to spot overlords. And same with anything in the sky, really. Let's go. Let us go. Looks like again the Veto's underway. Veto's are underway and we're getting ready here for the grand finals. Just need a moment here to set up. Otherwise, just catching up in the chat pack. Clem vs. herO, my favorite matchup. Clem vs. herO is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's very chaotic. Expect a bunch of proxies, cheeses, all-ins between both players. Expect hyper-aggression from Clem and from herO. Expect them both to get down and dirty, Pappy. Down and dirty. For now, though, I guess we're going to be going on a short break. Going to be going for a short break. And when we come back, we'll have the grand final. So we'll see you soon in a couple of moments. See you soon. welcome back everyone, welcome back to the grand finals, the grand finales here of the PiGosaur Cup, PiGosaur Cup number 92. We are back, we have our top two players of the tournament. They were the top 2 seeds and they could not be stopped facing off in the grand finals. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Rorschach, we have the French Terran player, the best Terran in the world, representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Uh-oh. Who is it? Is it me? Oh, no, I didn't see the name. Was that Enki or Clem? Who is it? No, it's me? Yeah. I swear it showed another name there for a moment, and then it's me. I think that tells us that just the Blizzard server was dying. Feels bad, man. I know what it is, but the Blizzard servers recently have been very unstable. Like ever since the patch, like they've been a bit unstable here. But with that, so that does mean that we are going to not be a part of game 1. We're not going to be a part of game 1, unfortunately, and we will be able to jump into game 2. We'll be able to jump into game 2, assuming that that we can reconnect to Blizzard. If you're curious. You can see me there. I'm connecting to Blizzard services. Smurge. Trying to get in. Feels bad, man. So the grand finals will begin. We'll be getting to the grand finals momentarily here. We will not be a part of game 1. We will be a part of game 2. We'll be a part of game 2. Onwards. Let's have a look. Hold on. All right, let's go. So I should be able to restream Enki. So un momento, papi. Okay. So we should be able to get into game 2, but for now we're going to be getting into our co-stream here of game number. I say co-stream. We do have Enki's clean feed. I'll get rid of that. There we go. Okay. So we're getting into game number 1 here, and we do open up with a proxy gate. Oh no, sorry, my apologies. Not a proxy gateway here, but it looks like proxy stargate. The cybercore is on the way. So here he's setting up for the proxy outside of the main, throwing down the pylon. So here he's setting up here for shenanigans on Rorschach. Again, bottom left side, we do have herO. Bottom right, it is going to be Clem. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Esther, Dave in the chat. It's all good. I have Enki. Pig is out of game. Pig is also out of game as well? Yo. all the English casters locked out of the game. Bappy. Smurge. But regardless, we are going to be opening up here. Again, we do have our Stargate opener out of herO, going proxy Void Ray. Oh my god, we are going back to 2020 here. I assumed it was going to be proxy Oracle to harass across the map, but no, it's going to be proxy Void Ray instead, which means we might even go for shield batteries. Yeah, we're going for the battery rush. We're back to 2020, papi. 2020 era of StarCraft. We've devolved even in PvT. Oh no. So we're going proxy Void Ray. Now, how do you shut this down? Typically, one of 2 ways. Either you get an early eBay into a turret with Cyclone support, or you rush into Vikings. Like, it is very, very crucial you rush into Vikings, but that starport is exposed. Yeah, the starport is exposed. We're going to chase down the Marines, and if we can deny that starport, then Vikings will not come into play. And without Vikings, it's going to be a tough hold. But the Void Ray takes a lot of hits. We do pull back to the battery. Yeah, we pull back to the battery here. Every Marine goes down, and can we just deny that starport? Again, we have to make sure that starport does not finish. Boys are being pulled. SV is going to be going down. The wall is still up. But that starport is not continuing. Yeah, the production of the starport is still stagnant. It's still nowhere to be found. Oracle comes in to support as well. We focus on all the SCVs. Oh, we're holding onto the Oracle. We're waiting. We're guarding. No, and he breaks through. Yeah, the hero, he breaks into the main base. Now we just have to shut down the Cyclone. We're waiting for the Cyclone. We're camping. Oh, mass repair. We need a repair. No, the repair. Unable to repair in time. The Void GG gets called, and herO takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played here with the proxy Void Ray, taking it back old school here, taking it back here to 2020, going for the proxy Void Ray into Shield Battle Rush again. Without that starport, you cannot defend. And unfortunately, the starport was closer to the edge of the main base, so it got focused down. Or I should say it got focused down. The building SCV was focused down. The starport never finished. Vikings were never quite built up. We saw a late repair on the Cyclone, so we could not repair. That was the other way to try to recover here, is mass repair on the Cyclone, keep it alive, and then maybe you can fight the Skytoss army with that Cyclone. But alas, the repair was too late, and with that, GG. GG, well played. herO does take a lead in the series, and now we're going to be loading into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Who does that? I mentioned that this was very common a couple of years ago. If you were around in 2020, 2021, and 2022, proxy Void Ray was a lot more common. But to be fair, I should also emphasize that you know, it's very old school when it comes to the build of choice. But we have been seeing a lot of reversion to that more Stargate heavy play in recent times due to the patch. So again, herO just reaching back into the recesses of his mind for proxy Void Ray. But here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner here of the Old Sun Temple, we have the French Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss for T1. It is herO. Going for the proxy. Going for the proxy here. Once again, I mentioned this before. We said it in the ByuN series, but we also said it in the beginning of this series as well. We expect a lot of proxies, cheese, and all-ins from both players, to be fair. We expect it from both players. herO going to be proxying dead set in the center of the map. This should be proxy gateway this time. Proxy gateway. If you remember, you saw this build against ByuN in game 1. Remember, what was the build? Proxy Gate into 2 Zealots, into a Cybercore back at home, into a Proxy Stalker as well. This is designed to punish an economic opener. What exactly? Gas expand. So it racks into gas into expansion. If Clem goes for a double gas, he's going double gas. Okay, safe build by Clem. Clem now has the advantage. So again, the gamble was real. herO was hoping for an economic build. He was hoping for a faster CC. There is no faster CC. Clem instead is going for a faster factory. Clem will have the stronger early game. So a big risk here by herO. The risk is not going to pay off. Not as much as he was hoping. So here we go. We have the initial Zealot on the way. Probe does move in. And the probe should confirm the double gas start. Oh, yeah, there we go. Does go further in. Yep, gets eyes on 1, gets eyes on 2. Now herO knows. So herO, he now is aware of the double gas opener. He now knows that it's going to be a delayed CC. And we'll see how herO reacts. He should respond with a faster follow-up and a faster transition. We'll see. Yes, here we go. It is going to be a Zealot. I believe double Zealot. Yeah, double Zealot into Adept. Gas is being taken back at home. Oh, proxy Stargate. No, he's going to get scouted. Clem. Yeah, Clem, he does find the pylon. He does confirm, and he will deny the Stargate play. Yeah, nice scout here by Clem. Clem is all over here this time. After game 1. After game 1. Never again. Bappy, never again. Zealot say waddle in. Reaper's racing back home. There's going to be a second Reaper as well. It's going to be on Clem to minimize SCV losses. Comes in for the surround. Locks down the army. And pulls away the weakened workers. And the server, nice reaction. Ooh, we lose 1. Yeah, 1, 2. Some miscontrol here by Clem. Losing 2 SCVs. But overall, still a cleaner defense. Like, still better than what we could have seen. Adept does bust in. Hellion pops out. And Clem should clean this up without losing the Reaper. Ooh. There we go. Does clean up, does not lose the Reaper with that relatively clean defense here by Clem. Did lose 2 SCVs, but yeah, GG. GG gets called, and Clem ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG well played. Once again, as we mentioned, herO, he was gambling here. He was hoping that Clem would go for an economic start. Clem didn't go for an economic build. Again, we did just see a bit of a coin flip here. Clem decided to go for a double gas opener instead. Safer build out of Clem, shuts down the opener hard, and with that, GG. GG well played. We're going to be loading into our next game. Going to be loading into Rainfall. We're loading into Rainfall here. This is going to be a smaller map in the map pool. 10-minute series. I mean, that's what we typically expect. Like, if you are familiar with Clem versus herO, we typically expect a relatively short series. We could go to the ace match, by the way. We could go all the way to game 5, but expect like a lot of aggression. A lot of early game. I'm still at least hoping that we go all the way to game 5, but we'll see. We'll see. So far, we're tied up 1-1, and we'll see who takes the lead in the series as we are loading into Rainfall. Let's go. Loading into Rainfall. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Rainfall, we have the French Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. Tying up the series 1-1. It is Clem. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. We have the South Green Protoss representing T1. It is herO. Let's go. Let us go. We're getting into our next game here. We're getting into game number 3. And welcome to Rainfall. Now, what do we say about Rainfall? Rainfall is the second most aggressive map in the map pool, second only to Rorschach, and we already had Rorschach earlier in the series. So again, 2 base all-ins are very strong on this map. Proxies are very strong as well, just because of that rush distance, because of how open and exposed the 3rd and 4th base are, and even the natural base as well. It's a very accessible natural. So as a result, we do expect aggression on all-ins, and Clem, he is known to 2-base all-in quite frequently on Rainfall as well. So those are our expectations. We'll see if our players meet those expectations. Now, yeah, we're just going to be opening up. Would you have a double gas? Yep, double gas open out of Clem. This makes plenty of sense, especially on a map like Rainfall, so safer build, a more tech-heavy start out of Clem. herO does not proxy. No proxy, no shenanigans. Not yet. Now, we should be seeing herO go for a safe build. This is where the dynamic changes a little bit. Typically, Terran players are favored on Rainfall because Terran players have stronger 2-base play. So we should be seeing herO go for, say, a safety robo 3-gate setup here before the 3rd base. So we're expecting herO to stay on 2 bases a little bit longer. And again, we'll see if that's going to be the case. This is where Clem could try to mind game his opponent and metagame your opponent as well. Because aggression is expected, we could see Clem go for a faster TC. Like that's a possibility here. We could have even seen like a greedier opener as well. Because of certain trends on certain maps, like you can try to use that to your advantage. So you can metagame. But now the Reaper does check the 3rd, does check the 4th base, just checking for a proxy. Don't blame him, not after game 1 and game 2 of the series. Checking the 4th location as well. So Clem just scouting everything, making sure he's safe, and there's that CC on location. From here, we're waiting for our Twilight Council opener. It's quite risky to go Stargate on a small map like this. We could see Stargate play on Fear and Faith, or on the Old Sun Temple, or on At Attorney's Edge. But here on Rainfall, it would be very risky. So we're leading towards Twilight Council. Oh, early sentry. Okay. Early sentry opener into an early hallucination scout. And there's that Twilight Council. Now, because of the... Wait, did herO probe scout? No. No probe scouting out of herO. He is being very safe though. He's walling off. Thankfully, he's walling up. He's walling off. Remember that because of Clem's double gas opener, he does have a Reaper Hellion as an opener, and this is designed to get economic damage. So we're rushing across the map. It is imperative here that herO does wall off. Does spot the move outs. herO does see the army, and he should be paying attention here, but he does not have a force field. It does wall. It does wall in time, and herO holds. He does hold on at the same time. He does scatter across the map, does confirm the 1-1-1, and does confirm the Widowmine drop as well. Ooh, Clem is supply blocked. Yeah, it's a rough supply block. But again, here is fully aware. And we'll start to get ready. So far, good scouting, good reactions. Meanwhile, if you remember, we spoke about how herO should be staying on 2 bases, and he is. We have 2 gateways here on the low ground. We have 1 gateway in the main base. It is 3 gate blink. 3-gate blink, late 3rd expansion out of herO, but against a tech-heavy start from Clem, this makes plenty of sense. Takes on one of the Reapers. Chases back the army. It would make sense if we see a Robo as well, but it looks like we're going to expand before Robo. So not the safest build out of herO. He is cutting some corners, but because of the scouting, he knows that there's no tech lab, right? He knows that there's no threat of a Cloak Banshee, for example. Not yet. Meanwhile, here comes the mine drop. 3rd base gets run down. Clem dropping into the main base, and he's got his Reaper Hellion here towards the natural. Oh, drops into the natural. Okay. Does drop in. Boys are being pulled away. No, they're clipping up. No! They do clump. Whew, quick reactions. Yeah, quick reactions here in the end. Meanwhile, we do bait out all 3 shots. Very nice defense out of herO. Okay. That was supposed to be a chaotic moment here, but in that chaos, only 3 workers go down to 3 Widow Mines, and the Reaper Hellion is deflected. So very nice defense at the same time. Hallucination gets across the map. Does confirm the follow-up. Does get eyes on the add-ons, and will confirm no Banshee play. No Banshee, no Raven, and early stim. So once again, good scouting. Basically, herO knows he doesn't have to worry about extra drop play, or he doesn't have to worry about Raven harass or Banshee harass. Going further in. True, he also confirmed no tank production. Yeah, no tank production, so we can just go into the mineral line. Again, just quick responses out of herO. Denies all this mining. Eventually has to pull away. Oof. And we'll pull out. Mine drop coming back in. herO, does he pull away? Uh-oh. Oh! Oh my god, late reaction. Yeah, late reaction. 2 probes go down, losing 1 extra worker, but will clean everything up. So a little bit messy there from herO, but he does still minimize losses. 2 probes for 2 Widow Mines. I believe that was, in the end, 5 probe kills to 3 mines. So a little bit better for Clem. A little bit better. 3rd CC is on the way. Clem, he's building up into a 3rd expansion. Still being active here with the ByuN army. Ooh, he's getting called out though. Yeah, here he does reinforce, he does punish. Show some mine shot. Oh, they're retargeting. Let's go. Yeah, catching out 1 Stalker. And Clem gets away. Clem, he does pull away. This is risky. Clem, he's not at home to defend. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's not at home. Here moving in, punishing the drop. Bunker goes down. Clem, he commits. He's boosting into the bases. And do we force a recall? There is energy. Yeah, there's energy for a recall. At the same time, here is still pushing into the mineral line. Trying to at least. Does wink back. Do we recall back home? He does. Yeah, he does recall. And does he catch out that medevac? He does. Ooh, barely not. Medevac barely gets away here, so we have that back and forth. Again, if this drop did not get across the map when it did, then herO would have broken this natural base. Would have gone into the mineral line and killed SCVs. So clutch drop there by Clem. Forcing the recall. Oh. Yeah, herO being a little bit greedy there. Yeah, a little bit greedy, but still a better concave for herO. Blinks in. Does avoid the mine shots. It's still very tense. Still very tense. Clem doing everything he can to fight for map control while he expands. Remember, he does have a 3rd CC. Does have that 3rd base. Recall should be on cooldown. I bring this up because there's a drop on the way. Drop into the main. Ah, it's a Widow Mine drop. Never mind. Only a mine drop. Here he does take a mine to the face. catches out a meta. He gets one, he gets two. Very nice Pigos at the same time, dropping to the main base, and a messy reaction. 4 probes go down. Yeah, we're getting messy. We're getting messy, Pappy. Widowmiser saves. At Clem, you can always go back in. You can go back in, but hero's had enough. Yeah, here he's had enough defending. He's moving out across the map, and Clem has been bleeding out a lot of units here in these drops. Clem doing everything he can to keep hero back at home, but hero blinks in. Crazy blink, by the way. Crazy blink. Bleeds out 3 stalkers, so messy aggression by hero, but here he has enough. He has enough. He breaks on through. Mindshot goes off. Oh, nice blink. Avoids the shots. And hero snowballs out of control. He breaks Clem, takes down the ByuN army. The boys are being pulled in desperation. Marauders are focused down. And Clem has nothing. Clem, he has nothing left here. Again, here he just traded so well in the early to mid game, catching at the drops, catching at the ByuN army, defending on 3 bases. And for quite some time here, yeah, GG. GG gets called. Here he will take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. For quite some time in that game, Clem could not fight head on. He could not fight head on, but that's why it was really important that he was dropping. He was dropping, he was counterattacking, he was distracting hero. A big moment in this game, for example, was when hero recalled. If hero wasn't forced to recall, hero just wins then and there. Right? He just wins then and there. So Clem, he did buy some time, but he never quite built up due to the earlier losses. With Clem losing workers, with Clem bleeding out his army as well, hero did have much more momentum when it comes to defending and securing himself in that early to mid game. GG. GG, well played. With that, hero does take lead in the series, and we'll see if hero can close it out here and now, or if Clem can recover and bounce back. We're loading into Blackrock. Let's go. Let us go. We're going to be loading into Blackrock here. Blackrock is also a much more aggressive map. We spoke about the aggression on Rainfall. Here, it's a bit of a longer rush distance by ground, but once again, the 3rd and 4th base on this map are very open. They're very open, they're very exposed. It can be very difficult to defend and be the defending player on this map. And just like last game, both players should be fighting for map control. We fight for map control, we fight to be aggressive. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackrock, we have the French Terran player. We have the French Terran. We have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss himself, the South Korean Protoss, once again going for the proxy. Oh no, my apologies. I saw him rally towards the right-hand side. We'll keep an eye on our workers here. Representing T1, it is herO. And here he hides. Yep, there it is. Originally, herO rallied to the 3rd location, then he re-rallied to the natural, so I thought he was just going to scout. Nope, he's proxying in the natural. At the same time, Clem proxying at the 3rd location. So proxy versus proxy. Now, who do we favor here? I believe herO hits first. It's going to be awkward because, of course, herO won't have anything to defend, and neither will Clem. The SCV surround, though, has a lot of potential. Like, so the way this dynamic works here, Proxy Reaper should not get surrounded. With good enough control, with good enough attention, the Proxy Reaper should not die to the probes. Meanwhile, the Proxy Zealot can get surrounded by these SCVs. So because of that, I believe Clem has a lot more micro potential, but at the same time, I believe herO Zealot hits first, right? Like, the Zealot does get out first. It's going to be messy. It's going to be messy. Oh, wait, no, we're going Proxy Marauder. Okay. This will delay the proxy. We're going Proxy Marauder, not Proxy Reaper. Who do we favor here? Because this is giving time for the Cybercore to finish, to get some gas income as well, and to get out a Stalker. And we can always recall as well. We can recall back home. I think I prefer Clem. It's I haven't experienced this interaction too often. I'll be honest. We're waiting for a second Zealot. We're waiting for 2 Zealots. At the same time, we're waiting for 2 Marauders. Stalkers and Zealots OP? Not at all. I mean, we didn't really get to... We mentioned it at the time last game, but herO did a great job at scouting and punishing Clem, referring to Clem skipping tank production, for example. That allowed for herO to get into the natural when he did with his Stalkers, if you remember. Like, there's a lot of reasoning as to why Clem fell behind last game. When Marauders are revealed, the Zealots, they do get into the mineral line. They have to wait this round. Oh, have to avoid the surround, and they will get surrounded, so these else are going to go down. They will trade, of course. The Stalker comes into support. They will trade at the same time. Marauders, they bust into the main. There is a safety battery. True. Yeah, safety battery buys some time. So far, 7 SCV kills. We do have a second battery. The surround! No! He gets surrounded! That should not have happened. That should not have happened. GG gets called. Ay, ay, ay. And herO, he will claim the series 3-1. GG. Ay, ay, ay. Clem. Bappy. He got surrounded immediately. That was game. That was game then and there. Clem, he was inattentive. He was focusing across the map instead. herO catching Clem with his pants down. And with that, surrounded the Marauders. GG. GG, that was game. Congratulations, herO. He will claim the series. He will be this week's PiGosaur Cup champion. GG. GG, well played. Again, there was a lot coming into play there. As we mentioned at the time, I do feel like Proxy Reaper, I mean, obviously, no one knows what's going on because no one scouted. If we had seen Proxy Reaper, they hit faster. First things first, they do hit faster, but also they have so much more micro potential. It is so much more difficult to surround a Reaper with probes than it is to surround a Marauder. Because Marauders are slower, they're clunkier, there's more surface area on the Marauder as well. So it is unlucky that Clem decided to go Proxy Marauder, not Proxy Reaper, because it does give herO more time to finish up batteries and set up back at home. So that's one factor, of course. The other factor is that, again, he wasn't quite as attentive. He was distracted across the map instead. And with that, GG. GG, well played. With that, herO, he does defend, he does attack. And with that, congratulations to herO. Congratulations. The Gamba, baby, the Gamba. GG, well played. Whew. Aye. And with that, congratulations again. Both players proxying each other, but again, herO having the slightly better execution, and also there was also some RNG factor there as well when it comes to the kind of proxy that Clem also went for, just blindly kind of going into each other. Congratulations to herO. Shout out to Clem, of course, for coming in second place. Big shout out to Clem for coming in second place, for taking down 3 points to make it to those finals. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we are going to be wrapping up here for the morning. A bit of a shorter broadcast. Only less than 2 hours. Less than 2 hours. Just speed. In general, PiGosaur Cups are usually shorter. They're usually on the shorter side of things compared to like the Tuna Cups. As there's typically less European representation in the PiGosaur Cups, just because it's very, very late in Europe, so you usually only get like Clem or Max Packs, or Clem or Max Packs. Like, it's quite rare to see like Geralt or G Machine or Shameless, all these other European players stay up, just because it's very, very late. So with that, again, we did have our top 2 players. herO coming in first place, Clem in second, and we have 3 points, and ByuN in third and fourth place, respectively. GG, well played. With that, again, we're going to be wrapping up here for the day, for the morning, I should say. When it comes to the rest of our schedule, as you can see here, we're going to be live later on this evening with the podcast. That'll be in 7 hours. 7 hours time, we're going to be live with the podcast. If you're curious, what is the podcast? That is the longest running podcast out there for StarCraft. We do go over all the news of the week. Quickly checking here, I don't think there's much news this week, to be honest. Like, usually we go over like interviews, and like we had like last week we had the Zero Space early access launch. We did have some hotfix patches for StarCraft and for SC Evo. We had the Joy Toy StarCraft models preview as well. This week, what do we have? True. We do have the announcement regarding KSL. We do have SCL going on hiatus. Neeb, there was some news regarding Neeb that was announced yesterday. True. So we do have some tournament results to go over, and of course some other news as well. But it should be a bit of a lighter podcast this week. A little bit lighter, a little bit on the lighter side of things. And apparently, also there was an SC2 Millionaire video that came out. When did this come out? I missed it.
Hello everyone.
Yesterday. So I will have to catch up on this. I'll have to catch up on this. Cyril, he did get onto DNS's game show, and that was released yesterday. So I'll be going over that as well. True. But with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And again, we'll be live later on tonight in 7 hours time with the podcast. And tomorrow we're going to be live with Kung Fu Cup. We have Kung Fu Cup tomorrow, Crank Gathers on Friday and Saturday, and the RSL over the weekend. So plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. If you want to support us, or if you see something that you like here, if you missed out on last night's Tuna Cup last night was very intense. I do highly recommend last night's Tuna Cup. I recommend the KSL broadcast as well. Then do check it out over on YouTube. We do upload on YouTube, and we stream on YouTube on a daily basis. So VODs are not ideal on Twitch. Like, Twitch is good for streaming, but not so good for VODs, especially because now they do they delete VODs. They auto delete VODs as well. So if you do want to check out our VODs, YouTube is the place to be. Otherwise, you can also support us on Patreon. Exclamation mark Patreon in the chat. Our Patreon does fund our tournaments on a regular basis. Funds the Tuna Cup, Duckling Open, and Swan Open as well. All funded via the Patreon. Otherwise, we're going to be wrapping up here for the time being, and we'll see you guys either later tonight for the podcast or tomorrow for Kung Fu Cup. I mean, you can see our schedule. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. We'll see you guys next time. Otherwise, congratulations to herO for becoming our champion this week. Shout out to Stegosaurus for funding and for organizing the event. That's why this is called the PiGosaur Cup, because Stegosaurus is the dinosaur portion of PiGosaur. So big shout out to Stegosaurus for all the work that you do for us. Shout out to Pig for sponsoring the event as well. And with that, we're going to be heading off here for the time being. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time for our next broadcast. Till then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.